Good morning. Welcome to Newsletter Chat. My name is Jennifer Carll-Tong, and I am the Amazon bestselling author of Christian romance, and I'm also a podcaster with the Christian Indie Writers podcast. And welcome to Newsletter Chat. This is where we discuss all things newsletters. I share with you what I'm doing with my newsletter, as well as try to give you some little tips, and we do a live chat as well. So as always, any questions you have, any comments, any things you'd like to say, go ahead and add them to the comments now. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about inactive subscribers. However, you rule the show. So if you have questions or issues or problems, put it in the chat and we will address them today. No having to wait, because I know what it's like to be out there and feeling like, as an author, being like your own little island. Before I met the other ladies at the Christian Indie Writers podcast, I was kind of doing this all on my own, and it's very lonely as a Christian writer because there's so many other writing groups out there. I was part of Nano and a couple other things, but they didn't really get me until I found other Christian writers who understood, and who also I could listen to their podcasts, or I could chat with them with my children in the room. That was another issue for me as well. So, anywho, if you have anything you want to talk about, go ahead and throw that in the chat. But without any further ado, we're going to get started on today's topic, which is inactive subscribers. So, what is an inactive subscriber? When you have a newsletter, and people will join your newsletter through various methods, mostly mine are through my freebie. When that happens, then people join your newsletter, and then oftentimes they kind of don't interact at all. Now, there are some authors that will just leave them there, and that's fine. Some people are diligent, like from day one, that if somebody isn't active for like the first month or whatever, they get rid of them. I am somewhere in between. I did not ever get rid of any of my inactives until the past couple of months, when I realized that my open rates and my click rates were, the more people I added to my subscriber list, the lower those rates were. And those rates are important. And we will talk about that in a future a future episode of Newsletter Chat. But so when I went in and I saw that at one point I had over 200 people that had not done anything in 6 months, not opened an email, not clicked on anything, nothing. That was an eye opener to me, because I had just started paying for my newsletter. I use MailerLite, and with MailerLite, you get your first 1,000 subscribers for free. But after 1,000 unique subscribers, you start paying for the services, which I am a full fan of, because you also get all kinds of other bells and whistles when you start paying for it, and it's not a lot of money. But at that point, I was like, okay, I'm paying for these people now, and they're not doing anything. So that's when I got interested in unsubscribing my inactives. So what I want to do is, I've done it a few times. I didn't really want to show until I kind of had an idea how to do it. So I'm going to share a screen and just show with you exactly how it looks in MailerLite. So I know my screen is little, but the reason is because I'm live and I haven't figured out how to blur things out while live. I don't want to show any sort of, whoops, see, like I didn't want to do that. Let me just close this up a little bit. I don't want to show any email addresses. Excuse me. They're probably dummy email addresses. Like, I know people that have opened up an email just so they can subscribe to things. And then they never look at those emails at all. So most of these are probably those kind of people, but it's fine. You can see right now I have 20 inactive subscribers. So what do? How do you just go ahead and unsubscribe them? You can. Right there, you can see that big orange button. I can just hit unsubscribe and bye-bye, they're gone. But let me caution you, there will be a few in there that possibly haven't opened anything, but they see your emails. And what I mean by that is, first of all, some of them maybe just look at the heading and look to see if you have a new book out. And when they see what the title is, they go straight to Amazon or Barnes & Noble or wherever it is that they buy books. And so they may never open your emails, but they are aware of what's happening. There are others that use email programs on their phones, that, like, say you use Gmail, but you use a different email program app on your phone to open your Gmail. I know it's confusing, but some people do that. And so it doesn't actually appear as if they've opened your emails, when in actuality they have. So the great thing about MailerLite, and I'm sure the other providers are this way as well, but they have, it says a win back campaign. You can watch videos on how to do this. Or you can just watch this one right here. So this is what I do. First of all, I go to campaigns and I'm going to click create campaign. And we're going to title it something that's going to be kind of eye-grabbing. The one I have always used is, are we breaking up? It works very well for me. I'm a romance writer, so it kind of like fits my genre. It kind of fits brand. So that works for me. If you don't want that one, you can say things like, this could be the last, let's call this one. Whoops, I'm on all caps. This could be your last email from me, and leave it and then do that. So that's my campaign name. They just recently changed this. I'm gonna copy and paste it here. I want it to be the subject line that everybody sees. You can insert personalization if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm just gonna do their name. It's from me. Okay, so next, content. This is kind of cool because it also shows you the back end of how you do emails on MailerLite. All right, so I'm going to choose the drag and drop editor. I'll tell you what I really do. I'm a cheater. I just copy and paste. That's all I do. And of course, I'm live streaming, so it's going to take a minute. So this is what it looks like. This is a fake email. We're not going to actually do anything to this email because I already have one that I use, and I'm going to show it to you right here. This is what my email looks like. It has my same header as all of them, from the desk of Jennifer Carll-Tong. And then I put in bold, do you still want to hear from me? Hey, I didn't even personalize. Oh, wait, I think I do. But when you see the sample, it doesn't show personalized. I put their name in there. So, hey, Jennifer, I get it. You get a ton of email clogging up your inbox, and I don't blame you for not opening mine. So I wanted to touch base and see if you are still interested in receiving my newsletter, which you signed up for when you received my novella, Searching for Anna. I know that I give away book 2 now because Searching for Anna is free on all platforms. And then book 2 is my reader magnet. But people that have been inactive for 6 months or more, they would have come in with Searching for Anna, not Esther. So I have to like kind of keep an eye on when I'm going to be switching that over, probably in the next like 3 months, I think it is, it'll be. Okay. If you're still interested, just hit reply to this newsletter and let me know you want to continue receiving updates on my books, as well as promotions and sales on other great Christian romances. If, however, you no longer wish to receive mail from me, there's nothing you need to do. If I don't hear back from you, you will automatically be unsubscribed. No hard feelings. Blessings, Jen. Okay, here's the funny thing. If they're reading this, they're no longer considered, like, they're not going to get deleted because automatically MailerLite takes them out of the inactive because they opened up an email. But I go ahead and I have them hit reply. And do you want to know why? I'm sure you want to know why. If somebody replies to your email, it like automatically kind of whitelists you. It shows that you have a relationship with that person. And I always respond. Anybody that emails me, I always respond to them. But then you not only will they no longer be inactive, but you will most likely get out of their promotions folder. So in Gmail, if you have a Gmail account, and the majority of people do, and the majority of my subscribers are Gmail subscribers or Gmail email people, they have their main mailbox, and then next to it, it says promotions, and the next one is there's something else. I'm not even sure what the next one is. And technically I should be in the promotions folder because that's what I'm doing. I am selling my books. I'm promoting books. I'm not a personal friend of my subscribers. Well, some of them, I guess I am, but if somebody responds to you and then you respond back, it shows Gmail that like maybe you aren't promotions. Like maybe this is actually a person that their subscriber knows. And so you can end up actually in their regular email section, and then you might get more opens from them just because of that. So that's why I always put that in there. Just hit reply to this newsletter, and then it works. So and I just put blessings, Jen, and that's it. No other links. There's an unsubscribe link. They can go ahead and take care of business themselves if they want. Always, always, always put an unsubscribe, even in something like this. Always have an unsubscribe link because you do not want to be marked as spam. And if you don't have an unsubscribe link, most email aggregators, including Gmail, will put you in the spam folder. True story. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So let's go back to here to our fake little email, and I'm done editing this. This is what I'm going to send out. Now, I don't want to send it to everybody. I only want to send it to my inactive. So how do I do that? Well, first of all, we have to sit here and wait because I'm live streaming. See, I should just do these videos. I shouldn't do live anymore. But then I miss out on the chatting with everybody. Okay, look at this. Segments inactive. How did I get that? Well, let's go figure that out. So we're going to go to subscribers, go to segments. I've already done it. Create a segment. See this orange up here? All of the email things will have something like this. Enter a name for it. So I'm going to call it purple right now, only because I've already have this. I'm going to create it. And in purple, we're going to choose, wait, hold on a second. Add another set of conditions. Choose a filter. Time inactive. Sorry, I'm trying to. And then have not opened or clicked any email in, and you choose the days. I did 6 months, I believe. So times, I think I did 180 days is what I did. Anyway, play around with that. That's how you do it. And so then once you've done that, I'm going to delete that because I don't need it. Once you do that and you go back to your campaign, drafts, this could be your last email for me. Okay, we're going to click into this. Edit content, no thanks. Okay, edit recipients. So next, select recipients. So then when you're in here, I'm going to select, and I'm not clicking this. I'm only going to click inactive. So create a segment. It's very easy to do. If you have any problems, or MailerLite, you can reach out to them, or you can actually watch other videos. But it's really that simple. You go in, you create a segment, you tell like what the parameters are and how many days. I did 6 months because that's what, when I look at my subscribers, that's how MailerLite shows them, is they've been inactive for 6 months. So if I go to clean up inactive, these are time inactive for the last 6 months. So I've already sent that letter. I got 1 response. So because last week when I did this, it said I had 21 inactive subscribers, and look at this, 20. So now that person is no longer on this list. When they open the email, they automatically, MailerLite takes them out of this list. So you don't have to worry about keeping track of all the people that respond to you. I did that at first because I thought I had to. All the people that respond to you, and keep making sure that you take them out of here. You don't have to do it. Once they open that email, they're no longer considered inactive. So now I can go in here. I've given them a full week. They're not opening it. They've not opened anything in 6 months. There could be a lot of bots in here that I don't want to deal with anyway. So I'm just going to click unsubscribe inactive. Are you sure? I'm sure. I'm going to hit unsubscribe. And there we go. So why would you do this, Jen? Well, let's go take a look at my dashboard. I think I can do this without showing you any emails. All right, now we can do a full screen. This is my most recent campaign, which was kind of a low open rate. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it was the title wasn't really great. I don't know. You guys know we've talked about titles a lot lately, about subject lines. So let's go into all my campaigns and compare. No, but I want drafts. I want sent. Here we go. So you can see right here that only 1 person opened that one. Great. It's easy to track all this kind of stuff. So if we go down to ignore the ARC alert ones. Those are my super readers. Those are my super fans, people that are on my ARC team. So I usually get a really high open rate for that. But look at this, 27% open rate before I got rid of some of my inactives. And then if you come up here, it got a little bit better. But then when I got up here and I got rid of, you can see my numbers down lower. Look at, I got up to a 38%. that's where I was before my numbers really shot up through the roof with my subscribe list. And I think I'm going to do a video on how I went from 0 to over 1,000 subscribers and what I would change, what I would do differently next time. I think I'm going to do a little like a pre-done video on that because I have learned some lessons and some things I probably, slow and steady wins the race is probably pretty good for your email list as well, not just for turtles and rabbits. But so that's where we're at. I am now down to probably less than 928, probably 908 recipients, which I'm okay with that. I know I'm less than 1,000. I'm still paying. By the way, I might back off and not pay for a while, but I do like some of the features I get to use. So we'll see. And I also imagine that I'm going to get more subscribers naturally anyway. So let's take a look at this email, most recent email. All right, I had 306 people open it. So I had 33% open rate, not terrible. 43% clicked. Not happy with that, but it wasn't any of my books. It was a couple of sales that I was involved in. And so I was hoping to send more clicks to them, but it's all good. So these are the clicks. These are my links. 2 book funnel promos that were in. They were sales promos. The unsubscribe link, I had 8 people unsubscribe. Good. I don't have to take care of it later. Go right ahead and leave. That's fine with me. At first, it used to kill me. Oh, it used to hurt so bad when somebody would unsubscribe. But now I just get that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and it's fine because I'm paying for you. So if you don't want to be here, you don't want to open my emails, then that's okay. I would rather you find other people's emails that you want to read. So I had no hard bounce. That's great. A soft bounce is, for example, somebody that the email has gotten through to before, but now maybe their email, they need to clean out their email box, or there was some sort of issue with their email provider. So that's good. There's no problems there. My unsubscribe rate is still below 1%. Like that's still really great. I'm not worried about that. My click rate, I would like it to be at least double that, at least. That's pretty sad, actually. 33%, I'd like to get up closer to 40% like I used to be, but I'm not upset with 33%. So these numbers are pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Go back to my dashboard and see what else is happening that we can talk about. Oh yeah, I want to talk about subscriber growth. Okay, so you can see how many subscribers I got here in February. I wish I could show this like a year's worth. That would be really, there probably is a way to do that, but anyway. Okay. In February, I got 194 subscribers. It's also when I sent out a my first newsletter with talking about pre-orders for my book. And I realized that, or I was trying to sell, I think I was selling a book, and I got almost no clicks. And so then I started really thinking about it. I had built my newsletter list on freebies, like doing newsletter swaps with other authors. Like here, I'll give away my book if they subscribe, and then you can give away your book. You know how that works. Also doing promos through BookFunnel and Story Origin that were all about our freebie books. But anytime I would try to sell, I was getting like very low clicks. And I started thinking about it, like, is it possible that I'm building my list of freebie seekers and they aren't going to actually buy my book? So I had a lot of other authors telling me, no, it's fine. They're your fan when your book comes out. They don't want to buy someone else's book. That was what it was, is I was promoting someone else's book. They don't want to buy someone else's book, but they'll buy your book. So I'm like, I still have my doubts. And so I started switching things and choosing only promos that will be for book sales. Even if it's going to a perma-free, it's still taking you to a sale where someone might have to like, click on at a like either Amazon or Barnes and Noble, or maybe it was a sales promo that was 99 cents or free. So like there would be some books that were 99 cents. The other change I made is I made my first book perma-free. So here I had 194 subscribers. February was the last that I did any sort of newsletter building promotions. In March, I got 112 subscribers. How did I get those 112 subscribers? I got those organically. I got those from people reading my first book and then liking it so much that they went ahead and subscribed to my newsletter to get the second book for free. In April, I got 113 subscribers. How'd I get them? The same exact way. So now we're talking, almost 230 subscribers that like me and like my books. They're not just going to a promo where there's 50 freebie books and downloading all 50 of them and putting them in there to be read. These are people that have actually read my books. In May, it was less, and then June, abysmal. So let's talk about that. Why was that? In March and in April, I was doing promotions leading people to my perma-free. So the more people looking at my perma-free, the more people that were coming and subscribing after reading the perma-free. In May, I released a book. My focus was not the perma-free. My focus was the new release. And so all of my resources and time went to promoting book 3, not book 1, which is the perma-free. I still got 65 subscribers. June, I did almost no promotion. I got kind of burnt out. I don't know what happened to me in June, but if you look at my KDP reports, you'll see that my downloads for my perma-free were low, and because I wasn't sending anyone over there, thus my new subscribers was low. So it makes sense that for me, what's working really well organically, I call it, is to spend my money and my resources on promoting book 1, which is perma-free, and then getting the trickle effect from people coming over to subscribe because they want book 2 after reading book 1. However, what I did in March and April was I did a lot of booking of newsletter promotion sites. Faithful Reads was a really good one for me. It's still a decent one. Free Booksy was a good one. Fussy Librarian was a good one. There was a few that were flops. I could probably do a whole other episode on that. We can talk about that. But so those worked for me. So in June, I thought, well, let me start revisiting those. And I'm waiting for, because with KDP and all the rest of it takes at least 90 days or at least 60 days to get your money from, so book sales, I'm waiting for some money to come in. Anyway, I'm trying to be very conscientious about the money I spend in my business right now. And so I booked another Faithful Reads, and it was about half as successful as the first one, which makes sense because hopefully the majority of the people, when they saw it that first time, were like, ooh, we don't know this author. And then they all went out. And then the next time, 2 months later, when I booked it, they were like, oh, I've already read that one, hopefully. So I had about half the amount of people, but it was still a decent showing. It still paid for itself. So the promo that I booked with Faithful Reads, they're not very expensive. I sold enough of book 2 and 3 after that, like the trickle down effect, to pay for it. I little more than broke even. So totally worth it still. But again, it's the only one I did all month, and it shows in my subscribers. So what does that mean? Moving forward, I need to look into marketing better. I can't rely on just the newsletter companies like Faithful Reads and Free Booksy and like that. I need to figure out what's going to work for me. Is it going to be Amazon ads? Is it going to be is it going to be Facebook ads? Is it going to be BookBub ads? I don't know, because it's something that I've kind of looked at, but kind of not looked at because the series isn't done. But the series is done enough that I could start turning a profit. And with book 4 coming, it would only do well for me to start looking in that direction. Now, having said all of that, we're talking about newsletters here. We're not talking about all the other marketing, but all that other marketing is going to affect your newsletter. So this is why your newsletter is important, because it's like the hub. Everything goes around it. The newsletter be solid, and you continue to send people from, whether it's advertising over here, advertising over there, or it's social media posts from over here, they all end up here at your newsletter. So this just shows the health of my promotions, truly. So that's where I'm at. All right. So this last week, I we're gonna look at my campaign one more time. We're gonna look inside of it to show you what it was. I did 2 sales promotions, by accident. Honestly, I meant to do 1. I thought that they were separate weeks, but because of the way my excuse me, my newsletter, the date that it comes out, I had to promote both of them in the same email, which I don't like doing. But here's what it looks like. And you can see nobody clicked on this stuff up here. Totally fine. Why do I even have that clickable? Maybe it goes to my web. It must go to my website. That's probably what it does. Go to my website. Um, so I did these 2 promos. I wrote a little bit about headaches and about prayer requests was what I talked about. And then these 2 things. And so not a terrible showing for clicking, but um, it was fine. So this week, I don't have any promos to promote. I don't think. When does this one end? Um, I think I might be able to promote this one again. This one here is over. Um, and this promo here, the red, white, and blue one, is with an author, Autumn MacArthur. She's another Christian romance author. Great lady. She's really good with her promo. She works really hard to make good promos. So really try to promote her. Like when I know that if she puts one out, I try to get into it because I know that it's going to be a good one. And then I also try to provide good clicks back to them. So really, that's all I have to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to write about this week, but I am going to put one out on Saturday. I'm probably going to write it tomorrow or Thursday and schedule it because that just works better for me. Sometimes I get up Saturday morning and when everyone's quiet and in bed and try to do it. But guess what? My husband's laid off right now. And guess who else gets up early on Saturdays? It doesn't really help me when I can't be alone. So I'll probably try to write those. So I'd love for your feedback. If you have any sort of questions or issues that you're having with your newsletter, please reach out to me. You can reach out to me right here on YouTube. I will get your message. You also could find me on Instagram or Facebook and just send me a quick message. You could also email me at jennifercarlltong.com and let me know what your struggle is or what your triumph is. And I would love to be able to feature that or to help you out if I can in any way. So again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you back next week with the next newsletter chat. Bye, everyone.